everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Strain After Show here on the THESTREAMtv fan show network. We're live from Hollywood. My name is Sinead DeFries, and we're ready to talk to you guys all about this gruesome, disgusting, ankle-breaking episode. Joining me tonight are my co-hosts. We're getting ready to talk to you guys over here on my left.
Hey guys, I'm Stephanie Gray. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stephanie L. Gray, and I'm starting to get super into this show now. Like, I'm invested.
Yeah, I was invested until she broke her ankle. Over here on my right.
Hi, it's me, Johnny McGovern, at Gabe if you want to find me on Twitter. And I've thoroughly enjoyed watching you be so pissed and angry at the sound effects on tonight's show.
She was.
Like, why does it have to, that ankle breaking sound, why did you have to break your ankle? This is bullshit. Forget this. Fuck this show. I love it.
Seriously. Okay, this is the face of a very pissed off audience member.
Playing.
And last but certainly not least,
Hello everyone again. I'm Annie Graton. You can find me on Twitter and Insta at Annie_Graton. And this is my kind of episode, you know? The gore is what I like, and those sound effects, especially that ankle, you know? And the growling of those vampires, that's, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I like. I like that.
no. No. Sorry, I would rather watch them eat each other and have their tongues face rape one another than ever hear another bone breaking in my entire life. I'm just gonna say that. I freaking hate it. It's one of my things. But you know what? They did a good job with putting in all those little moments of gore and that moment that I'll never forget for the rest of my life, because that's what the strain is. They want to push it. They want to push it to the limit, like literally, and make us cringe. And I did freaking cringe, you guys.
There's lots of disgusting, gross stuff this episode,
Yeah.
and I loved it. And I also loved, shout out to Regina King's funky hairdo as the bad manager.
Yes.
I think if Regina King was like, should I do this show? Well, you have a new funky hairdo if you do. Yes, I'm in. Make sure they get a good shot with the funky hairdo.
Right, and
Because otherwise,
also,
what you doing in this damn show?
right, they also gave her that nice fur coat and
Oh,
those,
yeah,
those
she was
funky
like, if I
leggings.
can wear this mink and get a funky hairdo and have a good
She was into it.
ankle breaking sound, that it's on.
No,
She
you're
liked that.
so right though. Honestly.
Yeah.
What is she doing in this show?
What are you doing there?
And
You have
like
to get a
her
funky hairdo.
character is so like sketchy.
Yeah.
Like she just like booked it when she saw that and called somebody else to clean up her dirty work. I mean, not her dirty work, but let's like jump right into that scene.
Yeah.
She goes to, obviously she's freaking out because Gabe is a vampire and he's all strained out, you know.
Strained out for
Not
100
strung out. He's not strung out. He is
Strained
strained
out.
out. Strained the hell out. And she goes and visits him, and she brings this urologist with her, and then she's on the phone. It's
Casual.
Just so
She's so
predictable.
casual.
Oh, yeah.
I know. She's
So
like,
predictable.
let's not call the police, because who would do that? And let's not run for our lives to like Mexico. Instead, let's clean this up so I don't look connected to it.
Yeah.
'cause I
Yeah,
don't wanna-
exactly. Well, you knew from the start when she was bringing that doctor upstairs, you're like, that doctor is not going to live.
What
That
gets
doctor's not
me
gonna-
like with these characters is like the
Small
people who know the most are the ones who are like pussing out of everything.
Yeah.
Like they're the ones with the answers. They're the ones that literally can protect everybody, and they're the ones running away. But all these poor civilians just have to go about their merry way.
Oh, sucks to be the dick doctor. Sucks to be the dick doctor. She came in, she thought she was gonna make an extra 20,000 for coming to see a rock star, but instead, she's getting strained, bitch.
She's getting
And can I say that we're starting to get really nice close-ups of their stingers? You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Even the, you know,
Yes.
like
Could
hanging
not
off.
have said it better. Okay, so now I am aware that it is a stinger and then two
stinger.
little side clampies,
Yeah, side like
which
tongues.
tongue,
looks
stinger,
like
and tongues.
The
Which
show is
yeah.
gross.
Yeah, it is gross.
and
It
he's
is
like,
gross.
guys, the mucus, and I'm like, can we not with the mucus?
The mucus hanging off. The mucus
Yeah,
hanging
and
off
like when there was a lot with Gabe tonight. I mean, they kind of used that to really truly show the gore that we are in store for. When he comes at the maintenance guy at the end
Yeah.
as well, that they just kept going right. That scene like kept going throughout the entire episode. They just kept coming back to Gabe in his apartment, and then this guy comes, who by the way was like such a douche.
Yeah,
like,
with the lollipop in his mouth.
He
He's like, oh,
wasn't
yeah.
a maintenance guy.
Oh, yeah.
The
He wasn't
cleanup
just a
guy.
The
janitor.
cleanup
But I mean,
guy.
a maintenance guy is different than a cleanup guy.
Yeah.
That's why he had his lollipop, to show you that, hey, I'm so used to brutal killing
Right.
that nothing bothers me. I eat a lollipop while I do it, you guys.
Right.
I thought this episode had a lot of moments where I was like,
Seriously.
come on, girl, Miss Strain, let's do it.
Miss
I mean,
Strain.
there was like when Ephraim was in the kitchen with Grandpa Vampire Hunter.
Yeah.
I tweeted
And
about
it
it
was
Storytelling.
like, what, they're like...
Bonding.
They're like vampires? I wanted to be like, yeah, brah, they're like fucking vampires.
Seriously.
5th episode in, and now we're
Like,
just
yeah,
getting
they're
it.
like vampires.
Yeah.
Can we all get it?
That was also, okay, that was kind of a negative for me because I tweeted about that, but for a different reason. I saw that and I was thinking in my head, like, is this a little bit forced male bonding right now?
Yeah.
And then they were in the car
And
together.
then I know exactly what you're
Talking
gonna
about
And
say.
they're like
first
talking
car.
about girls and stuff.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, Nora. And he's like, you guys got a good relationship.
Yeah.
And I'm
You're
like, well,
right.
this is.
They're trying to get to know each
obvious.
other. If you're gonna kill together, you know, you've got to
Obviously.
Well,
friend.
if you're hanging
Bromance.
out with Grandpa Vamps, he needs to tell you that if your gal friend gets the strain, he's going to chop her head
Yeah.
off.
I know.
Yeah.
He's going to
Warning.
come for you, and he's going to chop her head off, and you better be ready, because when you're messing with Grandpa Vamps, he's not fucking
He doesn't
Right.
mess around. I
No,
know.
and
He'll kill whoever.
he also said too, he pretty much told Ephraim too, like, if
He
you get
did.
infected, I'm gonna kill you too.
Straight up.
If you get the
Don't
worms.
mess with him. Grandpa Abraham
Still love
is
Grandpa
not
Abraham.
messing around because why? We know he's a hard motherfucker because we saw those flashbacks
Right,
tonight.
and
Yes.
I was just gonna bring that into play now. This is awesome. I've been waiting for this, for them to show his story, which to me, the flashbacks were my favorite part of the episode.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys agree?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love the
We were
Yeah.
all so excited when
I know.
that first came on. I feel like it was John. All of us were just like, yes, finally.
Flashbacks.
Yeah.
Flashbacks, flashbacks.
Well,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I've been waiting for the flashbacks. I love the mythology of this story the most.
Right.
And y'all were just like, flashbacks, let's
Wait, where's
do
the
it.
mythology? Have
Yeah.
you seen
Well,
mythology yet?
Well, no, but I mean, like,
Oh,
from the book.
oh.
And I know y'all was said, don't give no more spoilers.
No,
so
we
I
all know
won't.
about that. We all know that there is
Yeah, there's
mythology.
a lot
I
of
researched
mythology.
that and saw
But
that
I
anyway.
just say, in the book, my favorite parts are when we get to find out the old ass
Oh,
shit
yeah.
that
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
history.
super
the history,
flashbacks.
yeah.
Well,
Super flashbacks,
honestly, like
yeah.
that's what I was like really excited about for the show. Like I wanted a show that was going to make me like rack my freaking brain every Sunday, really thinking of putting these like symbols and mythology and all this like history together. I'm happy. I understand that they had to build up the story. I'm so happy they put the flashbacks in this episode because it's like we all know. Don't get me wrong, it's exciting. We all know how they die. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like, of course it's exciting. We're like, oh my gosh, okay, there's another tongue face raping another person, yeah.
like
but
the
like,
face raping.
you know what I'm saying? But like
Yeah.
over and over and over, the flashbacks is what saved this episode for me.
Agreed, because it was getting a little annoying.
It
to me.
was.
Between the
And
male
yeah,
bonding.
exactly.
Like,
Because
when we
that's all it
got
was.
into
You
the-
just went
like
back to
some
that.
of the stuff where they're like, let's make them all seem human. Like, let's have Vasily, the rat guy, have some moonlighting style sexual tension with the rat secretary.
Yes.
I don't need
Always
that
so
in
weird
the
attention.
episode.
No.
I don't need to know that Vasily is flirting with the rat lady.
The cute
and
little
I
rat
don't need to
secretary.
know that Ephraim got his car when he went to Honduras.
The
You know
combo,
what?
I thought.
Forget it. Whatever he got,
Yeah.
I don't need to know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I would take way more flashbacks and
I would
some
take
more
more flashbacks.
interesting
Yes,
stuff
like
about the whole
meat,
story.
like the meat
I would
of the
take-
story.
Exactly.
I would
Because
take
it adds
more-
another layer, for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
the flashbacks
Yeah.
adds a total new layer. I would take more flashbacks. I would take more like stories based around these survivors, you
Yeah.
know, because
Yes.
and that's why I liked the whole hanging. Which, by the way, who called that? I thought she was going to be in the show for a while.
Well, you know, I'm gonna be real with you right now. Somebody gave it away on Twitter, so I already knew it was coming.
Sinead, no.
You are still so pissed from this ankle breaking.
You guys,
time.
like,
I am
literally-
Still at that point,
Literally,
yeah.
can you tell? I know
Yeah.
I'm giving off a vibe tonight, but I think it's only because I literally just watched like so many people die, and
Yeah.
that bitch broke her fucking ankle within the first 2 minutes of the show.
She checked
Yeah.
out right
During
when that
the
happened.
you guys during the like
I can't. I
when the-
cannot.
when the master was coming around during the flashbacks and like sucking the blood of these innocent people, Sinead was like, guys, don't watch, and I was like, no, watch.
Yeah.
I'm also really happy that
Right.
I can swear because I like stopped myself right
I
then,
know.
but then I realized, fuck it,
Actually-
I can say that I'm fucking pissed that she broke her ankle.
Really
Whatever.
mad.
Anyways,
Really mad.
Anne-Marie gets hung in the stairwell, or not gets hung, she hangs herself in the stairwell. Like here, like okay.
But it
this is
wasn't-
what's
yeah.
going. This is the whole episode going back to something that's like, all right, you know. I was almost excited because when I saw that, I was like, whoa, that was different. I mean, after I read it on Twitter, let's be real. But I saw that and I was like, okay, this is different. This is somebody dying because she literally was like, I'm done. But I was hoping that her letter would have had more substance.
Me too. Like, by the way, check the shed. And
Yeah,
these are the
check
details.
the shed.
The shed.
Maybe
As
feed
if,
him
like-
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Right.
10 a.m. 2 p.m.
Instructions to feed your strained husband.
Right? Can you
Just
imagine?
let some neighbors into the shed a couple times.
The ones that annoy
Only
you.
the mean ones.
Yeah, only the
Only the
mean
mean
ones.
ones.
Yeah.
Only get the mean neighbors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I was shocked by that. Like, that was another. I know last week we talked about, like, are we going to find something else that shocks us? That I was like,
That,
whoa.
me too. Me too.
We're all like, okay.
I thought that I actually would have liked to see that play out, though. I wonder if this is a negative. Well, it wasn't a negative. I saw the hanging, and I was like, yes, that's cool. But then I was like, I wanted a storyline there. The kids left. We don't know really what's happening to them. And then she somehow felt bad, I'm guessing. Is
Yeah,
that
she
it?
apologized
felt
to
bad.
Ansel in the note.
Yeah, the
There was
kids are
just
with the
sister or
aunt, I
something.
think.
Right. There was just a
I
lot
just
of
wanted-
details
yeah.
in that scene that they could have.
I wanted more details.
Yeah,
though.
that's what I'm saying. There's a lot
yeah.
of details in that scene that they could have taken
Elaborated
advantage
on.
of,
Yeah.
and they didn't. And one for us, like ridiculous. We were like, what the hell? Horrible editing. Was the fact that all the blood seeping out of the shed that we loved last week was somehow gone.
I know.
Somebody.
Let's hope there was a light rain. We'll just let continuity go for a
Or-
minute. That
I wonder-
maybe there's a breeze.
I wonder, do you think Ansel could have, like, slurped that out?
Oh yeah, he sucked every last
That's
bit
true.
out of
Maybe
it.
the stingers have vacuum power. and
You know,
you're
maybe
like,
he just, like, maybe it melted a little bit and Sinead's like, no way.
No.
Sinead's like, no.
I'm literally like this, you guys, I'm going to be haunted for forever. Like, I don't think I can ever sleep alone in my bed ever again. Not because of this fucking strained tongue thing, but literally because of the sound of that woman's ankle breaking.
I know.
That's
And
to the
that is
ankle
it.
breaking.
That's
That's
all
it.
I can say about that.
Wait, one more negative
yeah.
about that scene. I didn't love how they were like, hey, look, okay. Abraham was like, hey, Eph, look in the mirror with the hanging, Anne-Marie hanging, and he was like, look, you can't, look, this is how you know she's infected with worms, is that if you look in her,
The
at her face,
reflection's
at the
gonna
reflection in the
vibrate.
mirror,
It'll
it's gonna
vibrate.
vibrate. And I'm like, that's the most random thing I've
thought
ever
that
heard in
was
my
a
Well,
life.
that's like a little
What-
nod to old vampire lore.
Do they vibrate though? I
Does it
thought
really
they
Well,
disappear.
I mean, they're just taking a twist on a vampire lore. You can't see their
They
image in the
disappear.
mirror.
So then you
I'd
do
rather
that.
it be that.
Their new strain version
No,
is they
that's a-
vibrate
no.
in the mirror.
Just a vibrate, all of a
I
sudden.
don't
I
know.
can't with the
vibrate.
strained version. I want
Yeah,
the old
I-
classic. You burn the bodies, so
Yeah.
why not also have a disappearance in a mirror? I don't know. Keep
Right.
it consistent.
All I'm saying is that it just like at this point, it's like we know you guys have done such a great job of explaining these vampires to us. Like sticking in random details is unnecessary. Like the whole reflection thing, sure, like it's cool, maybe I guess whatever. Your reflection vibrates. I mean, if I was like twerking into my reflection every time I looked, whatever, it'd be cool. But it
You'll
just
be
seemed like
glad
an unnecessary
to know
detail.
that it vibrates if you're stuck around a strainer
That's
with
what I
your
was gonna say.
compact. You can tell.
You can use it. You can use
It's
it.
vibrating.
I think I could tell when
you
they're
use it.
stuck their tongue out and start raping my face, Johnny.
Well, hopefully you won't ever
Done.
get that far. You won't be able to get too far because your ankle will be broken.
Well, good thing Ansel didn't get that far when they opened the shed. I was worried that Ansel was going to get Grandpa for a second when they
I know,
opened that
me
shed.
too. I
Good thing-
screamed. I have this problem,
You did
guys.
scream.
I scream. It's just a reflex reaction, and all of you at home are probably doing the same thing. But I
Yeah.
scream really loud. And the issue here is that I'm in a small, compact area with 3 other people. So
I highly enjoy when you scream. I'm just gonna say I like
Hey.
it. 'Cause it's always at the same parts. It's like, oh,
Wait, you guys. And then Sinead decides to scream at like a random door opening.
Yeah.
Out of all the scenes in the show, this door creaks, and she's like, ah! And I'm
you
like,
guys,
no.
I was exhausted. Okay, I was exhausted. My anxiety is through the
Yeah,
roof.
it's the very
I
end
was
of the episode.
exhausted. Another part that really got my anxiety going, I actually really liked this scene, was the mom with her kids. It started out when the nanny Eva brings the food to her in her bed,
yeah.
and the mom is like snipping the kids. Oh my gosh,
Sniffing.
bravo.
Breakfast in
bravo
bed.
to that scene.
Yes.
That really got my blood boiling, got my heart racing, because I was like, for the love of God, please remove this kid, these
Right, both
kids
of
from
them.
the situation.
'Cause
Run.
we could all tell sitting in the room that mommy is hungry.
Yeah.
Mommy's very hungry.
She's like
Yeah.
those Snickers commercials, because when she's hungry, she's a huge bitch.
Yes.
Huge vampire. She was a bitch
What
though.
was
Such
your
a
favorite
bitch.
line? What was your favorite
Oh,
line?
yeah, that's super helpful.
Right when she just lays back. Oh, that's super helpful. She's
Because
very.
old Nanny McPhee was the real hero this week. Nanny
I like
McPhee Nanny
Eva.
Eva got the fuck out of the house.
We're going to the movies.
She was like, just because I'm black doesn't mean I'm dying first in this. I'm out of here. Fuck y'all, vamp. Fuck you, white lady. You just look like did a close your eyes sideways, and then you were a bitch to me too. I'm going.
That was good. I always feel like whenever I see kids on this show, I just want them to run away.
I know.
Yeah.
Does
Hey,
anyone else feel like that?
Yes, and did anyone notice that the other kind, semi-kind vampires were like, oh, let me chain myself, let me hang myself, let me do things to make sure I don't attack my own family.
Yeah.
And then this girl, classic bitch, is like,
Right,
Oh,
right.
she's
Well, you know,
so
she's
good
also
today.
the one. She's lasted the longest. You
Yeah,
know, she's the most
Yeah.
human.
fully, yeah,
she
vamp
hasn't
yet.
gone through the full transformation, dude. Nanny McPhee, I cannot. That is so funny. I cannot.
Nanny McEva.
But yeah, so
Medieval.
okay, so this we can talk about a little bit because now we know that there's like a hierarchy. You know, we've kind of seen that a little bit.
Yeah.
But we've seen these people, these survivors, kind of die one by one and go through like different ways of becoming this infected vampire. And then we got reintroduced to the people who originally woke up in the morgue today, who seem like completely different than any of the survivors. They're like almost like zombie-like.
Oh, yeah.
because
You know?
the sun was what tripped me up, because I was thinking to myself, oh, I thought they could be in the sun because all these other like survivors are in the sun all
Right,
day,
right.
Or they're-
and then she's not,
But
or they
are
aren't.
they in the sun or are they
They're
inside?
not all fully transformed yet.
Right, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying
Oh,
though.
is
So
that
it's like
it?
I think so.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like we still haven't found out why certain people woke up, why certain people haven't fully transformed,
Right.
and why those sewer vampires were
Sewer rats.
literally
Sewer-
like
sewer
like
vamps.
honestly though, kind of like
Sewer
rats,
vamps.
kind of like the
Yeah.
bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were the ones that died on the plane too. I mean, died. Let's be real. But they were the ones that like were the first to go. They were obviously okay. How the hell did they get down in the sewer?
They all
Why
just
did they pick
ran
the
to
sewer?
the sewer and they've been feeding on rats.
I tell you, the master probably said,
rats.
"Hey guys, just go down
Right,
there."
and that's
why the
Kibbles
rats are
and
running
bits
away.
for you down
Yeah,
there.
because the rats
Now's
are like
not a
all
good
these
time to
scary
emerge to
motherfuckers are
Yeah.
all around in the sewer. They're stealing all our stuff. They're sucking our blood. The
They're
rats
eating
are like,
all of our
"Let's
family
get
members."
out of town.
You should probably lay low, you little vamps. All right,
Yeah.
lay low in the sewer for a
Baby
bit.
vamps,
Seriously.
baby vamps.
Okay, and now the rats obviously we know are running to get away from the vampires, and now people are gonna start running too because the vampires
gosh.
have reached the public.
public.
Oh,
Where did that vampire come from? That's what I'm excited to see. Like,
It was a little random and choppy how they did it, I gotta
Yeah.
say. But all of a sudden, the first vamp that hits the streets is in the mom's
like a nursing
insane
home.
asylum?
Oh, what a
Nursing home?
coincidence.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
lovely little coincidence that vampire had to be at the, you called it an insane
I know,
asylum.
why do I keep doing that? You called someone a cleaning, what did we
the
call
maintenance
it?
man. The poor maintenance man.
Retirement homes are not insane asylums. You guys, I'm so sorry on behalf
Yeah.
of Stephanie. That was rude.
Well, the mom, that whole storyline, mommy, and all the wonderful things she did.
Yeah.
Again, I'm glad that it ended with some hardcore straining.
Yeah. Me too,
'Cause
'cause
I
I
don't
thought-
need to
yeah.
hear about Nora and her stuff. I want to see some straining.
I don't want another same old custody battle. I thought that's what I was gonna
We
be. Are we
already
just
have
visiting
that.
mom?
Yeah.
You know, like
all I
I
kept
know.
thinking during
No
all
one
of that
to
was
see.
like, damn, Nora's life is so dramatic.
Yeah. It was like also like Nora and Eph, you know what? Your job's really fucking up your lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just lost custody of your kid. Your mom's in an insane asylum. Y'all should quit.
No time to
But now, but too late.
You guys, she's like frolicking down the streets, like sipping her coffee. It was like total like music video, like I'm so sad.
Oh yeah,
What is my life?
against the wall in the
I
sidewalk.
was I was so happy
exhausted.
that she got to see that first, like for herself in the retirement home.
There we go.
Retirement home.
Okay.
That she
There you
got
go.
to
That'll
see
do.
that because it was like, come on, like I was so sick of Nora being like this. She's just
kind of
such
being a brat.
So like I like
Self-sacrifice.
her,
Brat.
but like
Yeah.
a bitch in the sense where it's like, come on, like I know you need somebody to be like, oh my gosh, I can't, but like this is real
She was-
life.
yeah.
Agreed.
You know, if this was happening in real life, nobody would react the way Nora
Exactly.
was.
Step
yeah.
your pussy up, Nora.
I feel
You're
like
acting
yeah.
crazy.
Like
Also-
last episode, she was really like a humanist. You know, she's like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to kill."
Yeah.
No,
She's
no
like, I'd
That was
rather have
annoying.
us
I'd
die.
rather have. But now it's like, do you see? Like, do you
Seriously.
really
Once you
see?
see
Like,
the
are you gonna?
strain
Wake up,
happen.
Nora.
Yeah.
Right, but she saw it last episode. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So it's
Yeah.
like now if she still were to
Yeah.
act like that, then I'm like,
Really.
Sorry,
like,
Steph,
you know
I
what?
interrupted.
You're
No,
next
no,
to be strained,
Yeah.
Nora, if you can't handle
Yeah,
it.
and you know what? This episode ended a lot differently than past episodes because it kind of ended like calmly, you know, no bones breaking or
burn.
anything
But with
like
like
that.
was that like a pseudo? Oh, okay, say what you're gonna say because
No,
then I have
no.
something to say right after.
All I was gonna say was that like we were so used to like being shocked at the end, and this time it's like I really felt for Ephraim. You know, it's just like he went to.
Trying now.
You know, he went back to the CDC and was like, I have this evidence, you guys. This is really, really happening. This goes along with why we're all getting annoyed with these episodes because it's like, dude, come on. Because it's like, what did that guy think that he did? Like, went home and like went on Final Cut Pro and put together a little masterpiece for him?
Yeah,
Like,
that
Right,
was the
exactly.
thing.
No.
That's what we wanted to figure
it's-
out this
right.
episode. Is the CDC in on
Yes,
it?
Yeah.
it just seems
Because
like they are.
When you see that video, wouldn't you be like, oh,
You would freak
yeah,
out. You would
let's
freak out.
quarantine everything.
Yeah.
Well, we freaked out watching it at home. You know what I mean? And he's used to seeing gross stuff because he's the boss of all that, right?
Oh,
and he was just like,
obviously. He's like, oh, vamps,
I'm gonna
no
go make a
biggies.
phone call.
Yeah, I think it's honestly safe to say that the CDC, there's something up with the CDC. And honestly, thank God. If they put the CDC in connection with this whole vampire thing, like, thank God. Because I need some more meat. I need some more, like, conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy.
I love
I
that.
love that
Yeah.
shit.
Guillermo del Toro likes
Gets me going. You know, I like,
Yeah.
he does. He
Yeah,
does.
get
He
it.
loves conspiracy
And,
theories.
That's
like,
the best part of
anti-establishment,
this story is, like,
anti-corporate.
the corporation and old vamp number
Right.
1 and West 57th Street. That's the stuff I want to see.
But
Right.
okay, plain devil's advocate, I have to say, is if this was really happening in real life and someone came to you with a video of a vampire with little stingers coming out attacking someone, would your reaction be, oh, that was photoshopped? Or would
No.
your reaction be like, well, vampire attacks happening on the nation. Time to
Right.
get it together, guys.
Even if he was faking it, he did a really bad job faking it because he was like, I'm going to go ahead and cancel my next meeting.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it looks like we have a little situation here. But you know what? Jim kind of stepped up. You know, I know some of us are a little bit weary if we should trust him or not.
I'm not weary.
I'm weary.
I'm Team Jim.
I don't know.
Team Jim.
I love
Team Jim.
I want to love Jim again, but I don't know if I can trust him yet. I need him to, you know, like, I don't know if
If we could not trust him, it wouldn't be because he was purposely trying to, you know, work against F.
No,
it would be
yeah.
because he's just plain stupid.
Yeah, just because he's trying to save his wife. And like,
I mean,
I get
yeah,
that.
come
can't
on,
still be
you
trying to
can't,
save
you
your
can't
life.
forget about cancer wife.
I'm
Cancer
not,
wife is
but-
why we know you
Because they're
could
probably
maybe
still
trust
holding
him
that
again.
above
He
his
wouldn't
head.
be he wouldn't still be trying to help the humans though and help F, right? If he was still concerned about cancer wife.
But what if he was leading F into a trap? That's what I thought the whole time they were going down the stairs. I was like, no.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like eye course behind that door.
I kind of thought that too, but like I said, Jim just kind of seems like, meh, like, you know, he's just there, like,
Yeah.
accidentally messing up and getting himself in
I
the
know.
wrong.
Like a
I don't
Klutz.
think
He's like
I
a
don't,
big
I don't really don't. I
klutz
don't
for
know what their
humanity.
plans are. I don't think Jim is like a
Yeah.
puppet master anymore. He's just going along with the CDC. Like,
Yeah.
oh my, this
Yeah.
still works.
Right.
Oh, keep it up.
Yeah,
Please
exactly.
believe me. I was like, get the fuck out of here, Jim. Get the fuck out of here, Jim. Go back to Lord of the Rings. Let's get some interesting story going on.
Back to Sam.
I know. Okay. Well, you know what? Lots of stuff happened in tonight's episode. Hopefully, we'll get some more meat, some more answers. But this is the time in our show where we turn to the internet to talk to you guys. The hashtag to tweet is TheStrainAS for The Strain After Show. You guys can tweet us online your questions and comments about tonight's episode of The Strain so we can get to it. Right now, we're getting some questions in, so let's get to it. This first one comes from @Ellie_Soto. Is Jim playing both teams and being shady, or did he truly make a mistake allowing the casket through?
Well, we kind of discussed this a little bit in the sense
It's a
that
good segue. Yeah.
I know.
I did not. You guys
Perfect,
didn't plan that.
Ellie.
I promise. It was not planned.
Yeah.
I think there's two different theories we have going on. I think Jim is good, kind of like Johnny said. He's just kind of trying to help now. He feels bad. He's like, oh, yeah, I'll try to help you now because I feel bad about what I did before.
Right.
The end. He made a mistake before. He didn't see the big picture.
Right.
Yeah.
If he was shady, though, like if he was being shady, that would be kind of a cool way to
twist.
look at it. It'd be a really
Right.
big twist. Like that whole casket thing ended up being he knew what he was doing the whole time. Which honestly, when we first did the very first after show episode, that's exactly what I said. I was like, honestly, I don't believe that that was 100% a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
he's being shady.
I'm just like waiting for somebody to be playing both sides, and I feel like there is going to be somebody that's playing both sides.
It's kind of fun to see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
From the
I would
third
be
point of view.
stoked
Kinda
if he was
fun,
playing
yeah.
both sides. Like, let's give him some sort of story other than really lame shit.
I'm waiting for the other ankle to break.
Oh. I feel like that has multiple connotations. Like the other ankle to break could also be like the other conspiracy.
Yeah, right,
Yes,
right.
The other part of the story.
I'm so not okay with that, you guys.
Okay.
Shut it down.
Let's move on. At BWARWR7, BWAWR7
Okay.
asks which weapon would be your weapon of choice, the nail gun or the sword?
Oh.
Sword.
I'm gonna go with nail gun.
Nah, fuck that
Whoa.
shit. I'm not gonna
Nail
go
gun.
ahead
Nail
and
gun.
swipe anybody's head off. Let's be real. I am a lady. I will shoot you with my nails. I'm not going to like cut your head off and decapitate you. That is
Oh, I
disgusting.
hope
Okay,
you can
some
get to a
people-
plug
It's a good question,
before the
though. I like
vampires
that
get
question.
you.
Some people
Hope
like,
you can get to
what?
yeah, you're gonna be at Starbucks trying to charge your nail gun. and
No,
vamps are gonna
mine's
come
battery
outside straining on you.
Starbucks.
Mine's battery powered.
I
And
hope
like,
so.
you can stay farther away. You don't have to get up close. When
But you
you're in the
can't
sword, you
kill
have to be
them.
up close. You know.
It doesn't kill them.
Yeah.
Really?
Some people like to actually
Nail gun?
kill their
the
vampires.
nail gun
So
is
those of
totally
us who
fine.
like to actually kill the vamps,
Yeah.
we take our here sword and we slice them
No,
up.
Y'all
the
nail
sword.
guns can
no,
go
you're
hang out
right
with
though.
Jim.
You have to get close with that sword.
gun.
You guys.
See, I don't
that-
want to get close.
Yeah.
I don't wanna
Okay.
get
The
Guys,
tongue stretches.
grow a pair of balls and just use the sword. We mean
Speak for yourself.
Well, look, let's
okay?
all just stick together, you guys. We'll get the swords. You guys get the nail gun.
Okay.
We'll be totally okay.
get
If the strainers come to TheStream.tv. There they are. There's the worm.
I'm glad we
Next
have a
week
plan.
I'll bring a nail gun.
I'm glad we have a
Fine.
plan. We should be on the show. you guys.
Guys, honestly, no. Okay, this next question comes from @LoveTrinity. Is Ruby, Regina King? Oh, that's her name,
Ruby. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Is Ruby infected? I think Gabe infected her before she got to run away.
Really?
Oh, I think she just got a funky hairdo. Not the worm.
She was too busy, like, breaking my heart by breaking her ankle.
I think she was too busy lining up concerts for him all week. She was still lining up concerts
Yeah.
for him when he was
She
looking
was
like
too
that.
busy being a little bitch. She's like, can you please come and clean this up and just like get me out of this situation altogether? I don't want to be involved. But there's a bitch. She's dying upstairs. There's blood everywhere. My ankle's broken. I can't deal. Come clean this shit up. I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Bye.
My
Like,
baby
literally.
hairs are showing too on my new hairdo.
And let me tell you, that cleaner did not do too swell. Yeah.
No, that cleaner
Fail.
and his
That cleaner is
lollipop was a real royal douche. He came
And can I
all
just put in
thinking
really
he was
quick
so
that
good.
how was he not afraid at all of Gabe when he walked in there? He was
Oh,
like
I
talking to
know.
him all casually
That's
like they're
why
best
he had
friends.
the lollipop, because he's like, this lollipop will show you.
He's a
no
douche,
big
you
deal.
guys.
Crime
Yeah.
scene.
He is a douche. He was like, when he turns around, he lifts up the gun and immediately he's like, I would suggest that you keep your distance. Like,
I know.
he just was such a
Yeah.
douche. Meanwhile, Gabe is looking like freaking, like he has blood all over his face. Like,
Chilling.
I don't care.
Like he's eating the bodies he murdered.
Exactly.
And the master's like, so here's the plan. We're going to wrap it up like this. You're going to say this.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it's going to be under
I don't
control.
care
It'll
how
be
much
fine.
of a douche you are. I don't care how experienced you are with murders. You get scared when you walk in to clean up a murder and the guy who killed the girl that you're cleaning up has blood all over his face like he just ate
And
her.
growling.
And
He doesn't
growling.
speak, just
You're
growling.
right about
just
that.
growling.
Tip to people who are cleaning up murder scenes: when a vampire comes at you, growling, run.
Well, that's why he died, okay? Because
Yeah.
we were all supposed to learn from his
Deserved.
dumbass mistakes.
Yeah.
All right, the last question of the night comes from @LadySolitaire. Was Abraham's grandpa a vampire hunter too?
Ooh. Well, they did say at the camp, like, oh, you know, like, Mother told us of the stories.
Oh, I
forgot
about that. I don't know what the hell that was. Mother told us of the story.
Flashback voice. But you're right. I forgot
Flashback
about that. I forgot about that because
Yeah.
I
He
forgot
he
about
heard
that.
about
That's
stories
important.
before, because that's why he believed it. He was like, I think it's a monster. And his
He had a
brother's like, no, you're having bad
superstitious
dreams.
Mom.
Yeah.
But I think the vamp hunting starts with Abraham.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think his
Right,
grandpa.
because I think
Okay.
that was the whole point of that whole flashback was to see, you know, he was the first one that saw somebody get killed. He tried to tell his brother.
Well, are we going to flashback then to the stories of how this, like, who was the first one to discover the vamps? Who was the first person? Or is that,
There's a lot of
Okay.
that. Who knows what they're going to use?
I just want to fast forward this.
I
Who
wanna
knows what
know-
they're going to use
Let's go.
in the series? But the Abraham backstory starts at the camps.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There,
Well,
doesn't
I'm-
go farther back than that.
No. I mean, other than
God,
to know
Stephanie
that
wants
his
Damn it.
mother told him spooky stories
Right.
when he was a kid,
Yeah.
and she was probably believed in vampires.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm excited because now we know that at this point in the flashback, you know, sequence of everything, that Abraham's brother is now dead. but like his mom is still, you know, they're still disconnected. Like maybe they'll find their way back to each other, and he will kind of tell her, and maybe she'll become a part of the story too. I'm excited to see more
flashbacks. Give me
Holocaust.
More flashbacks, but I still want to know who the heart is because it's not the brother.
The heart is his wife.
It's a wife.
Do we know that?
Yeah,
I read it online.
We knew that like 4 episodes
they said it
ago.
in the beginning because he was like, "Do you still have the heart?"
Yeah. And remember, Icorst had said, the Icorst had said when he met him, like in that when he was being held, you know, Icorst had said like when he killed her. He asked first if he still had her heart, and he said, well, when he killed her, all she said was Abraham, and it was like supposed to, you know?
I remember
So that goes back to this love thing, which I think is going to come up so much more now that we know Abraham's story a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, damn, you guys.
There's a lot. Also, the Palmer guy, Rich Mr. Palmer, who just got a new liver, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I don't know if he's Team Vamp anymore.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Well, I'm really excited. We can speculate on him too. You know, I'm excited.
Speculate.
There's some other things that we didn't get to talk about from last episode. We didn't get to see. I mean, they were introduced, like their storyline was like right on the edge last episode. They kind of took a break to break some people's ankles. But I'm seriously still pissed. Like this isn't a joke. I'm mad. But you know, so I'm excited for next episode to kind of see more of that story develop.
That mom.
And hopefully now that we've killed the survivors, nobody else has to die that way.
And Religious Wife was boring. I'm glad she's out of there. Let's get to more of the fun stuff.
Seriously.
She was a real drain. Like, come on. You just fed the neighbor to your husband. Lighten up. Just go with it. You know, just like run to Florida with your kids or whatever. You don't have to hang yourself, but you did, so see ya.
She's such a good Christian.
She's gone.
That she committed suicide. You guys.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, see you later, that character.
What
Bye.
else? Like, for reals. All right, well, I mean, I guess this is good. You know, we're at a point where we can really look forward to the story developing.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
All right. Well, you guys keep tweeting us. Keep tweeting us using the hashtag TheStrainAS. We're going to be online all night up until next Sunday. You guys can all find us on Twitter as well. The hashtag is TheStrainAS. So let us know what you guys are thinking, okay? Because we're really curious to see if you're kind of having the same thoughts. And we will catch you guys next Sunday on the Strain After Show.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
I guess.
Get strained?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
okay.
All right. I didn't realize we
This
had
is a thing now,
choreography.
you guys.
I like
This is a thing.
This is a thing.
Choreo. Okay, ready?
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Get strained!